Hi, welcome to Rick Snider's Washington on YouTube, where you get the full details of everything. We're going a little longer than the other mediums. So please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it. All right, mock draft 6.0, because I keep doing a different one every week. I keep changing my mind about things because the NFL keeps making moves. All right, this move hasn't quite happened yet, but it really could trickle down the board. And that's San Francisco going for Mac Jones at 3. All right. Okay, number 1 is Trevor Lawrence going to the Jaguars, and Zach Wilson, number 2, going to the Jets. I think that's done. All right, but number 3, well, we were all kind of thinking maybe it would go a different way, and now San Francisco, just when you're seeing things between the lines, they may go Mac Jones, or they're throwing a hell of a smoke screen up, but why would you bother when you get that pick? So nobody can really jump you at this point. Now, there's a lot of talk that Kyle Shanahan really likes Mac Jones out of Alabama, that he's a ready-made quarterback, could come in, plug and play. Kyle has done good work with other quarterbacks around the league. So if he thinks this is his guy, okay, but I would tell you this, Kyle, you're overpaying for it because, you had to trade up 3 ones and a third to get this pick, and you could have gotten Mac Jones farther down the board. Maybe not a whole lot, but it might have saved you one of the first rounders. So I think that's where you're going to make your mistake. Having said that, if you truly believe that Mac is your guy, you got to take him. All right, so let's say that Mac does go up higher on the board than we thought. Here's where it affects the Washington football team. Number 4, Atlanta. They now can trade their pick for somebody to get Justin Fields or a Trey Lance. Normally I might have thought they'd take Kyle Pitts, the tight end. Not now. It's too valuable a pick to waste on a tight end. You got to sell it for 2 first and get to somebody who wants that as quarterbacks. And they're going to find a buyer, which now knocks down Pitts down the board too. All right, number 5 then, the Bengals, I don't know, they don't need a quarterback. I don't think they're really going to trade out of the position. They want that left tackle, Penei Sewell. And I think he's going to really help them a lot. So I don't see anything happening there. 6, Miami, Jalen Waddle. I think that stays. 7, Detroit, Jamar Chase. I think that stays. And now all of a sudden you're going, whoa, Justin Fields or Trey Lance is still there at number 8, going to Carolina. Who knows Carolina well and they're thinking about things? Well, maybe Ron Rivera picks up the phone now. Now moving up isn't as costly. Now it's going to probably cost you 2 ones and change, some later pick. Okay, if you really like that quarterback, and especially they like Trey Lance more than Justin Fields, then make the deal. Make the deal. I think at 8 or 9, there's still 2 quarterbacks there. Denver's at 9. They could take a quarterback if they want it. But I think there's chances for people to move at 8 and 9. And if Washington really wants to do it. Now, I don't see Ron Rivera as one of those people that says, I'm giving up my whole draft for this one player. Because we've seen what that happens in history. It's not a good move. Not a good move. So, I don't know. I think something happens there, but there's still a quarterback. Washington could move up with 2 ones and a third or something. Okay, I'll go that. Maybe two ones and a second. Maybe with the second's got to be next year. Maybe. You could do that. And then 10, okay, that's at Dallas. They're taking Kyle Pitts. If he's still on that board, he's gone to Dallas. That's too bad. Because he's a hell of a player. Washington won't like seeing him in the division. They'd love to have him, but I don't think you trade up to 8, 9 when they have a quarterback on the table to sell. That's a higher pick still than the tight end, really, unless you're just desperate for that tight end. So I don't see that happen. So I think Dallas is going to get Kyle Pitts now. All reports of Jerry Jones loves the guy, wants him. So, number 11 is New York Giants. Number 12 is Philly. As I said before, thou shall not trade in the division on first-round picks. It's just bad karma and doesn't often work out. Remember that time? I remember that once Washington traded with Dallas at the end of the first round, got Dallas's pick, took an offensive tackle out of Penn State who never played. Never played. They let him go after a year because he didn't want to play. I remember talking to the guy in camp. He was just like, I'm burned out. I don't want to play ball. They offered me all this money, so I came. Oh, dude. A little disingenuous there, I think. All right, let's go on. So 12. Okay, it's Philly. 13. All right, this is where maybe some of the earlier moves. I thought Carolina might go offensive line. So if they don't, Washington would like an offensive lineman too. Guys slide down. And so I think that's where Washington at 19 might be able to pick up a better offensive lineman, offensive tackle. They'd really like to get that one this year too. So that's how it may trickle down and help them. Because 15, well, I thought New England would go quarterback, but I don't think so now. So I think they're going to be gone unless they move up. Arizona's probably going offensive line. Vegas is going with a linebacker, Micah Parsons probably. Miami's going defensive line. So Washington may be able to get, say, the third best left tackle in the draft. And you may be willing to go for it at that point. If not, they're going to go linebacker. Linebacker receivers are going to be really flush there. When you take 5 quarterbacks up high in the draft, there's some playmakers going to be falling to you. So I think there's a possibility. So I'd say right now, there's a real possibility they could trade up and get one of those quarterbacks without paying the King's ransom. Or 2, they could find themselves with a better offensive tackle than they bargained for. And so that's how the draft's going to trickle down the board and help them. We'll see. All right, look over on the other social media platforms to see the daily news. And, hey, we'll do mock drafts all the way up to the time it's to do it. I'm Rick Snider for Rick Snider's Washington. Thanks for coming by. See you soon.